Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Dead Space. I'm really enjoying the game so far. There are some changes done to the game that I really enjoy. Just in terms of like being able to so that's what was making like the loud breathing noises. It was this guy down here. I thought he would, something was gonna pop out of the vent in the room, but no, he was just waiting for me for when I get off the elevator. So, some of the things that I really like about what they've done to the game, besides fleshing out just characters, motives, the story itself, not to say that the first one wasn't terrible in terms of story, but it was the first foray into this sort of like universe. So, the story itself was a little bit they wanted to include everything that they could just in case this game didn't make it. But thankfully, it was able to get 3 games, but I'm a little disappointed that we weren't able to have a fourth or fifth game like they were planning to do. But, you know, the game industry as it is that you can be successful, but then it's really up to like whether the studio wants to continue. But, you know, three, after 1 and 2, it is, 3 did sell not that great. And I think it's just because of the changes to it. It was more action focused instead of horror focused, like the first one and the second one. And not that there's anything wrong with that. Resident Evil 6 and 5 did that. 4 was a little bit more action and a little bit, but still had the horror aspects. 5 had some horror aspects, but it was more actiony, and then 6 was just complete like action movie where, jetting around the world type deal. So there's nothing necessarily wrong with that, but if you're expecting something to be completely and totally like horror only, then, sometimes it will go and sometimes it won't. I think it just really depends on the vision that the developers have or the story that they want to tell. And in this sense, they wanted to tell, they wanted to have like a large conclusion to the game. For now, I did turn off the censorship, so there's not going to be any blurs for some of the next parts. There isn't much in this area that where somebody will die graphically, but the the censorship for it is going to be off for now, and I'll probably put it back on later.
Gotta hold the line. They all came back.
So in the original, this woman wasn't here. It was just, I think the guard, there was just a guard there, plasma rifle was on the floor, and you can pick it up. But I kind of like that they're adding a little bit more to just the background characters that you can encounter in this game. I should really have like a counter for the amount of times that I save in this game, just like a running counter for every time I perform some little action that may change the environment around me. I immediately like save at the next save station. And I think it's just because I know that if I don't, then if I die, I'm gonna have to do that whole area over again.
Isaac, have you heard from Daniels? We were attacked. She ran the other way.
No, nothing. Medical's a slaughterhouse. They barricaded access to the morgue.
The morgue?
Yeah. But the barricade was put together in a hurry. A hydrogen tank might blow it open. Just need a detonator, like maybe a shock pad. I think Cole could be through there if...
Isaac. The one who attacked us. I swear to God it was Chen. But... I saw him die. If they barricaded the morgue, maybe it was to keep something in.
The audible gasp that my partner gave me when I spent the money that I had saved up on buying like an upgrade to the suit was like, he was like, okay, yeah, okay, I understand. You bought that, but you need to sell any of like the health packs that you don't need. And I gave him a look like, it's my save file. I'm gonna upgrade my suit and I'm gonna upgrade my weapon. So like, you know, I'm gonna do whatever I want, basically. If I remember correctly in the first game, so you basically have to go to the medical wing, and then do what you need to do there. And then go to the research area because, you know, I think the door was locked, so you have to restore power, so you have to go to the research area. But, like, in this instance, because the doors are open, I was like, I'm going to just go ahead and go and explore the research area. Just because I know that there's going to be a part that's going to be annoying, that's going to come up later, where I'm going to have to basically, like, fight necromorphs because it's quarantine, and I may as well just get it out of the way, just because I find it annoying, and because I find it annoying, I'm going to try to get out of the way as much as I can. So I was like, basically, I'm being smart. I'm getting through the quarantine, I'm getting through all of this, I'm picking up text logs and everything, and yeah, I'm being a smart person by going through this.
Hazardous anomaly detected. Quarantine activated. detected.
Ben, what in God's name is happening down there?
Precisely that. God's work.
How can you say that? These deaths at the colony, the paranoia, the hallucinations. You wanted a scientific analysis? Cause and effect? Well, it all began after they raised the marker.
What are you so worried about? The marker is defined. We know this. Look, it'll be on board tomorrow. You can study it then. Put your mind at ease.
At ease? People are dying. How can that be the transformation the teachings promise?
We're witnessing a new beginning. Terrence, for unitology, for humanity. Of course our faith is being tested. Everything is about to change.
That's what worries me. And recording. See you later.
Personal log, Dr. Nicole Brennan. With medication and zero-G therapy, patient Harris is showing improvement. If this continues, there might be hope for the others on Aegis 7. However, Dr. Mercer continues to interfere. He claims Harris's delusions are religiously significant. If I have to make a complaint, I will. I'm not losing my patient over unitology bullshit. Not again.
Tracking rig signal. Dr. Nicole Brennan. Rig location? Inconclusive. Manual rig tracking is available.
Surgical log. Dr. Charles Mercer. Copy to my secure I convinced Jurgens to show me the video feed from the colony. It's remarkable. see what I've sought all my life. The miners, this transformation, the divide death itself. Kain is erring on the side of caution. His faith has been shaken by these necromorphs, as he calls them. How strange, when my own faith has been so richly rewarded. With or without Kain, I must study one of these creatures, or the next best thing. Brennan's patient, for example.
I know that I'm supposed to be going down to the medical wing, and like I said previously, I'm basically just exploring the area and getting through some of the tougher parts. I ended up not going down this hallway. The content warning does pop up because this is the area where the necromorphs pop up, the baby ones, but I decided that I was just going to turn around and go back to the medical wing and finish that out, and then come back to this area because, you know, I think I can't go very far unless I have a specific thing from the medical wing.
Level 2 security clearance required.
So, just to say, with the first video and this one, if there's any text logs that I picked up that you want to read, that I go through, just pause the game and, oh yeah, that's one of those, what you call it, dudes, the scorpions. I call them scorpions, but they're probably something else. But yeah, if you want to just read any of the text logs that I picked up, just go ahead and pause it and, unpause after you've read whatever you read. I know that I go through them fast, and that's just because I know that if I linger and I'm not in a spot that might be safe, then I'm probably going to get attacked while the text logs are going. And that's happened to me in the Callisto Protocol. I was trying to listen to like the audio logs that I had picked up, but it doesn't play automatically when you pick it up. You have to go into your menu to do so. And so I ended up getting attacked, so I was just like, I'll just listen to these later. It's not important right now.
Entering vacuum. Entering zero gravity.
Just a little bit of warning, in this next part, we're going into a zero gravity area, and so it can be disorienting. So if you do have motion sickness, there's not much happening in this room. I'm basically just learning how to lift off the ground and go across to the other side.
Zero gravity.
Still holding this position. What's happening there? Did you find Nicole?
Her office is empty. No sign of her. But I found some hydrazine that should work on the barricade. I just need to find a shock pad.
Okay. Work fast, Isaac.
Entering zero gravity.
the whole ship. I'll check it out.
Entering vacuum. Exiting vacuum.
God. Took one step out of the captain's nest and Chen, that thing, he almost got me.
You okay?
I trapped him in a damaged escape pod. He's snarling like, this is fucked up. Hurry, Isaac.
Exiting zero gravity.
Daniels isn't answering her rig link. What's your status?
I found a shock pad I can use on the barricade. I'm heading back there now.
Watch the voltage on that pad. I'm not losing anyone else.
I ran out of ammo here and I was like, oh god, what if I don't make it to the door? What if it doesn't open in time and they hurt me and then they pop in through here? But no, they just wait patiently by the door, and my partner thinks it's just because this is like a loading area, because once we've got the bomb, we place it onto there and then, you know, we explode and that loads the next area. But I think that it's kind of like Aliens Isolation, where most of the areas are already fully formed, but they're just kind of floating in like space for that particular place. So it might be like that, but it also might not be. But yeah, once I reload my plasma cutter, I just open the door and use the door against them and just kill them. It's you know, sometimes well, the game, I think, is like a marketed improvement. Just because it's like a modern AAA game doesn't mean that the game itself is not gonna have like problems and issues and, you know, enemy movement, enemy combatants and stuff like that aren't gonna be like all weird and not do what they're supposed to. You know, stand there, stare at you, you can attack them, they don't attack you. Sometimes the code just glitches out. But that being said, we're going to just go ahead. I said I was just going to go ahead at this point and just plant the bomb, let it explode, and then just save, because the medical area where we follow Nicole is its own beast. It's its own thing. It's a very long sequence because you're following her holotape around, and I just don't want to go ahead and like worry about that. So that being said, I hope you all have a good rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one.
Mm-hmm.